In this section, we're going to consider what support is available for schools in understanding the progress that's being made in the development of the new curriculum. So in the first instance, what we've done this year is that we have set up for each of the clusters across the AS, which are shown on the left-hand side of the slide here, we have allocated a Pioneer School link. So Pioneer schools will operate within their own cluster, but also support a partnership cluster. So for example, in the example of Coediva, which is a Pioneer school in the health and wellbeing area, they're working to support their own cluster in Cwmbran High, but also supporting a neighbouring cluster in the West Monmouth cluster. So the idea is that once these clusters have been partnered up and they begin their work, what the cluster representative will support the other schools in understanding is some of the key issues around curriculum development. So we have an EAS toolkit to help schools to understand the successful futures review and the impact that will have in school. They will support the schools in leading workshops to support their understanding. They'll support their understanding of the Strand 1 strategic reports, which we discussed earlier on, but also ensure opportunities for school colleagues to feed back on the AOLE design, the Strand 2 and 3 work, the work on the framework for the curriculum and the detail about what sits inside the curriculum. So every cluster will have a link person who can support them through that process, who is currently working as a pioneer in developing the new curriculum. But in addition to this, we'll also be running as an EAS some central training support programs for schools. So for example, here are some examples from the summer term of 2017, but these will continue to run then throughout the autumn of 2017 and into 2018, where we will run a variety of raising awareness sessions and curriculum reform update sessions to ensure that all schools and leadership teams are up to date with the latest information about the Pioneer process. There are also two other key sources of information which will be valuable to schools, but also to yourselves as governors. One of these is the EAS blog, which can be navigated to from this link, and the second is the Welsh Government Curriculum for Wales blog. So here is the EAS blog, which can be found on the EAS website, and there'll be a link available as part of this e-learning package. But effectively, what's happening is, so here's, you can see the update from the 15th of March, where we're describing what's happening in terms of the current curriculum development. But you can step back there on the right-hand side of the blog and have a look at some of the earlier entries that we made in terms of some of the earlier parts of the process. And monthly, these blogs will update the progress that's been made, just to give people a one-stop shop. So here you are, you can see an earlier blog from February, where we set out kind of the higher strategic view, and this gives information both about the new curriculum, but also some of the professional learning work that's going on to support schools in their understanding of the full reform process. So that's the blog for ourselves at EAS. Then there is also the Curriculum for Wales blog, which is giving regular updates as well. So what this, so here's an article, for example, about the digital competence framework. We can see then some talking heads with some of the teachers who are currently involved in some of the work around the development of the new curriculum. So some things there on assessment progression, Welsh dimension, enrichment and experiences, and cross-curricular responsibility. So all of that information can be found on the Curriculum for Wales blog on the Welsh Government website. And again, I'll make sure the link's available as part of this training package.